If you ignore these 5 exercises, you're going to look back in 10 years and wish you had started doing them today. Because these exercises aren't flashy, they're not trendy, but they are the exact reason that my students are moving freely into their 60s, 70s, and 80s, while everyone else around them is breaking down. These movements are your insurance policy for your knees, for your spine, your hips, your balance, your confidence, your overall movement capacity. They build a foundation that strength training alone doesn't cover. Now let's get into the 5 movements. Number 1, handstands and wall variations. Now handstands aren't just a movement. They are a full body diagnostic. They reveal everything from your shoulder mobility, your scapular control, your core engagement, your wrist health. But more than that, they show you how you respond to discomfort, disorientation, and most of all, fear. Because going upside down is not just a skill, it's a confrontation with your own limitations, with your breath, with your panic response. And what most people fail to understand is that handstands is not really about achieving the handstand itself. It's about all of the amazing benefits that you're going to get as a byproduct of training for the handstand. So in order to do that, you must approach training the handstand the correct way through progression. But most people, they try to shortcut it. They kick up and they hope for the best without any structural awareness. They don't do any shoulder prep, there's no rib or core control, there's no understanding of how to stack the spine. So let me be real with you. If you're just flinging yourself into the wall hoping that you'll figure it out, you're not really training, you're just gambling. And the handstand doesn't reward hope, it rewards structure. So it's imperative that you train all of the pieces: shoulder mobility, scapular control, rib tuck, wrist integrity, core compression. And you will do all of this by starting horizontal, not vertical. You build the shape on the ground and then you can control the line. So then, and only then, can you start working up to things like wall holds, box holds, shoulder taps, alignment drills, and eventually things like freestanding handstands and presses, but only because the foundation underneath this is stable, repeatable, and earned. I remember the first time I tried a chest to wall handstand. I couldn't even get up the wall. My ribs flared, my neck jammed, my brain panicked. It wasn't fear of falling, it was just fear of being exposed. And that's what handstands do. They teach you how to organize your body under pressure. And what most people miss is that handstands aren't about balance, they are about awareness. And that's why they are so powerful. Because when you can organize yourself upside down, you gain a new kind of control in every other plane of movement. So where does the handstand take you? Well, you will restore true overhead mechanics. You will reconnect the upper body to the core. You will build fearless strength in unfamiliar positions. And you stop defaulting to fear when the ground isn't beneath you. So as you can see, this isn't about the handstand at all. It's about what the handstand demands from your body. And that's where the real value is. And if you're already starting to feel stiff, immobile, unbalanced, or like your body isn't working the way that it used to, then you need this now. It's called the Moves Method Mobility Toolkit. This is our complete system for rebuilding movement from the ground up, from beginner regressions all the way to advanced skills. This toolkit has helped over 60,000 people eliminate pain, move better, and build real strength through mobility. It doesn't matter what your age or starting point is. You don't need equipment, you don't need hours, you just need the right structure. So hit the link below and join now before your body forces you to. Number 2, crawling patterns, ground flow, and squat transitions. Now this is where we get primal. Crawling isn't something that you just did as a baby. It's how your brain learned to coordinate. It's how your left shoulder started syncing with your right hip. It's where your nervous system first developed rhythm, control, and spatial awareness. And somewhere along the way, most adults lost that entirely. We sit in chairs, we move in machines, we walk in straight lines. We have lost the ability to touch the ground, and we forget how to move. We forget how to connect with our body, with the space around us, and most of all, with the ground. Crawling is not cardio, it's not a warm-up, it's integration, it's control. It teaches your joints how to work together again. It makes your core do its job, not just look good. And then you have squat transitions, going from floor to stand and back again. If you lose the ability to do that without using your hands, you've actually lost your independence, period. This is the kind of movement that keeps people out of nursing homes. Now listen, you don't need to perform some elaborate flow routine. Start with the simplest crawl. Get down on all fours where your knees are just off the floor, opposite hand and foot moving together. Slow, controlled, breathe with it. Can you even differentiate between your left hand and your right hand? From there, drop into a deep squat, shift your weight around, then start connecting those patterns. Crawl into the squat, roll into it, sit into it. It's not about reps and sets, it's just movement, exploring your body. This is where your hips open without forcing it. This is where your spine learns to rotate again. This is where your body starts solving problems on its own instead of just following cues. And yes, he will definitely feel awkward at first, and that's normal. I've had high-level athletes shaking after 60 seconds of crawling. Not because they're weak, but because they haven't used this kind of strength in years. The biggest mistake that people make is they assume this stuff is beneath them. It's too basic, it's too boring, too slow, sometimes it's even embarrassing. But the truth is, if you can't control yourself on the floor, you don't own your body, not in any meaningful way. Here's how I want you to think about it. Crawling is re-education. It teaches you how to move without tension. And squat transitions, that's real world strength. The ability to get up and down from the floor without thinking, without using support, without using your hands. That's true freedom. So where does this take you? You actually stop moving in fragments. You regain fluidity, freedom. You start trusting your body again. Not because it looks good, but because it actually works. And I honestly believe that crawling patterns, locomotive patterns, and things where we're required to move out of alignment is the key to achieving freedom in your body, preventing injuries, and actually having the ability to move well into old age. Number 3, single leg balance and unilateral strength work. Most injuries happen on one leg, and no one talks about it. You land unevenly, you step wrong, you twist to catch yourself, and in that one moment, your body either holds together or it doesn't. And if you haven't trained for it, that's when things break down. You see, single leg balance isn't just about standing still. It's not just for rehab. It's not just for old people. It's your body's ability to stabilize, respond, and correct in real time. But here's what a lot of people miss. Balance is strength, and strength, real strength, means being able to control load through one side of your body without losing stability, position, or intention. And that's where unilateral strength work comes in. Split squats, step ups, curtsy lunges, reverse lunges, airplane deadlifts. These aren't accessory exercises, they are essential because they don't just build muscle, they reveal imbalances. They show you which side is compensating, which ankle collapses, which hip loses control, which knee is weak. And I've had strong lifters crush barbell squats, but then they fall apart on a slow, controlled Bulgarian split squat. And not because they're weak, but because they've never trained their body to work one side at a time, and they've lacked the stability to be able to accomplish this. This kind of work rebuilds your foundation from the feet up. You strengthen the arch of your foot, you reinforce the knee in every plane. You teach the hip how to stabilize while the rest of your body moves around it. And when you combine balance drills with unilateral loading, you're not just building strength, you are building resilience. What most people get wrong is thinking that these movements are less intense, but ask anyone who's trained them properly. A slow, clean set of split squats is brutal. An RDL with arms outstretched is humbling. Holding a balance while reaching, rotating, and breathing, that's athletic. This is your stability system. It's not about standing still. It's about preparing your joints, your muscles, and your nervous system to handle real life. Because life is unilateral. You don't move in perfect symmetry. You walk, climb, pivot, jump, reach, react, land, all from one side at a time. So where does this take you? Well, you are going to fix imbalances big time. You improve hip stability and foot control, you eliminate the weak side that you've been ignoring for years, and you stop getting caught off guard when life moves you off center. Number 4, dynamic back bends and spinal extension. Now let's be honest, most people move like they've been folded in half since 2007. Collapsed chest, locked hips, rounded shoulders, and no ability to extend the spine or open up the front of the body. That's not just a posture issue, it is a full body shutdown. Most people don't even understand that their spine is supposed to segment. And the worst part, they don't even notice it happening because the loss of extension is slow, gradual. It fades with each year spent sitting, slouching, and scrolling. Until one day, you try to reach overhead and you can't. You try to open your ribs to breathe and it's tight. You go into a back bend and your body panics. And here's what you need to know. You need extension. It's not optimal. It's not just for dancers or yogis or flexi people. Spinal extension is tied to your ability to breathe deeply, to rotate, to stabilize your pelvis, to hold your head up, to literally stand tall in your body. Back bending doesn't just open you, it realigns you. It decompresses the spine. It rehydrates the discs. It trains the shoulders to support you, not strangle you. But you have to earn it. That's where most people go wrong. They try to force a bridge before they've opened up their thoracic spine. They crank into extension with no strength to support it, and then they end up in pain. You don't start in a deep bridge or wheel pose. You start with the breath, with glute bridges, with thoracic openers, with learning how to lift the chest without overextending the lower back. It's all just improving movement mechanics. I've seen people eliminate chronic back tension, not by stretching it, but by learning how to extend from the right places. The upper spine, the hips, the breath. Because back bending is not passive. It is strength through range. It's control in a shape that most people are deathly afraid of. And when you train it properly, it doesn't feel like a stretch. It feels like true freedom. And the biggest misconception, that extension is dangerous or unnecessary. But the real danger is living without it. Spending your life hunched forward, shrinking, compressing until your joints literally can't move the other way. Think of it like this. If you only ever move forward, you'll eventually get stuck there. Back bending is the reversal. It reclaims that position, the fight against collapse. You must do it. It's imperative that you do it. So where does this take you? Well, you're going to breathe so much deeper. You're going to stand taller. You're going to start feeling your spine move like a wave, not a stack of bricks. And you stop living inside the posture that the modern world forced upon you. This is not about flexibility. This is about ownership of your body, your breath, your presence, your posture. And number 5, rolling patterns and spinal reset. Most people don't roll anymore. They fall, they crash, they brace, they panic because their body has forgotten how to yield, how to soften, how to transition without tension. Rolling is one of the first things that we ever learn as babies, and it's one of the first things we stop practicing as adults. It's not normal for adults to do that anymore. It's embarrassing. We forget how to rotate through the spine. We forget how to move with grace. And instead, we move like machines, like robots, stiff, reactive, and disconnected. But rolling isn't just about mobility, it's about integration. It's how you teach the spine to segment again. It's how you hydrate fascia. It's how you learn to soften your body against the hard ground. How you restore softness in the nervous system. Because here's the thing, your spine isn't supposed to move like a 2x4. It's supposed to ripple, to undulate, to breathe. Rolling patterns are like self-massage meets control training. You're building awareness, not just flexibility. You're restoring your ability to move through something, not just arrive at a position. And trust me, when you start rolling, you're never going to need a massage ever again. I've had athletes tell me they've never felt more connected to their body than after doing 5 minutes of rolling. Not because it was hard, but because it reminded them of something that their body forgot how to do. And that's a beautiful feeling. So you want to start with the basics. Lie on your back and rock side to side. Do an egg roll. Do a shoulder roll. Let the spine move. Let the breath lead. Explore your body through the floor and through space. And then you can start to roll into a squat, spiral into a stand, come back down, not with force, but fluidity and beauty. The biggest mistake that people make here is that they avoid the floor altogether. They live their lives in a chair, in a car, in a bed, and the ground becomes foreign. They actually stop getting down, and eventually they can't even get back up. Think of it like this. Rolling is a nervous system's reset button. It reorganizes everything without needing reps or load. It just needs your body and attention to detail. You don't need intensity, you need awareness. You need to learn how to move without resistance. And where does this take you? Well, you stop bracing every time you move. You eliminate stiffness that stretching couldn't fix. You reconnect the spine with the breath, and you become someone who knows how to fall, roll, and rise without fear. This is your body's way of saying, I remember. And trust me, when you do start rolling, you're gonna remember. Look, you're either gonna build a body that lasts or one that breaks down. These 5 patterns are the difference, the make or break. So if you're ready to actually do something about it, not just watch videos, click the link in the description and join the Moves Method Toolkit. Inside, you will get every progression and regression mapped out. It's all follow along, all structured, and it's going to change how your body moves for the rest of your life. You have the tools, now start. Don't let your body be the thing that holds you back.